This is my interpretation and reflection on the tragedy of the commons. So the tragedy of the commons basically is a situation where many persons who are acting rationally and also independently partake in a common resource, and with all of them partaking in this common resource, they deplete the resource. One of the main things that actually aids in the tragedy of the commons is actually overpopulation and population growth. Now, within the South Florida area, there has been a 62% increase in the population over the last 20 years. Now, this population increase is directly proportional to the increase in consumption of water throughout the society. Now, with this increase in consumption, there's an increase in demand, and the water suppliers now have to tap deeper into their naturally occurring supply to meet the demand of this great population. Now, with that being said, the water supply has now been depleted because it's been being tapped into to supply this high population. Now, in 2001, Florida experienced its worst drought, and during this drought, the Florida the Department of Environmental Protection of Florida came up with an initiative called the JSOC. And what this GSOC, the main purpose of it was to come up with ways to curb water consumption and be more efficient with it. All five major players were involved in this, with the drafting of this policy. Basically, so the South Florida Supply Management was also included. And what the policy's basic, you know, what their initiative was to have a framework where all their conservation methods are recorded and followed. Some of the things that they wanted to achieve were to develop standardized water conservation planning, to develop and maintain a Florida specific water conservation document, and also to establish a clearinghouse for water conservation. These were just a few things of the 51 things they wanted to implement. Now, this JSOC legislation or initiative actually helped curb the water consumption and made the state more efficient, and South Florida, by extension, more efficient. And this actually caused a tragedy of the commons not to occur where water is concerned in this region.